Well, when I broke Wheelock's DOS RAM, I put it back together with my boogers.
Hey!
It's supposed to unlock the key to world peace and economic prosperity for all nations forever. Total garbage.
What exactly is Secret Mountain Fort Awesome? Most of y'all are probably seeing some of these clips and characters coming to the epiphany that this wasn't just a weird fever dream from the deepest caverns of your childhood memories, but rather an actual cartoon that aired on Cartoon Network. This weird and extremely stylized cartoon created by Peter Browngardt first premiered as a sneak peek on August 1st, 2011, and only ran for a few months from September 26, 2011 to February 17, 2012, with the remaining episodes being released on iTunes through the month of March. The show was able to draw in around 1.8 million viewers for the sneak peek, but only pulled around 1.3 million viewers with its actual debut under the Monday night block. The weirdest thing about this series is that it was never going to be. This show, along with Uncle Grandpa, which I'm sure is a show a lot of us hold close to our hearts, was originally based on a critically acclaimed short by Peter also named Uncle Grandpa. Pete pitched the short to Cartoon Network in 2006, but they chose to have him and his team focus on the monsters from the short in the belief that those characters had more potential. From there, Pete and his team created the show that you're seeing here.
My information visualizer helmet tells me to tell you that the older a human gets, the more their bones turn into icy rocks. Ancient humans depend on the heat of the sun for survival, hence the constant migration to Miami.
What was this show about, and why did it have such an abrupt ending? I'll answer those questions by the end of the video, but if you enjoy these kinds of videos and aren't subscribed yet, make sure to. And while you're down there, click the like button too. They both help me out tremendously, and let me know what y'all want to see more of. Secret Mountain Fort Awesome follows our 5 main characters, known as Disgustoids. They're outcasts from the rest of society on account of them all being obnoxious, inconsiderate, well, these things.
Secret Mountain Fort Awesome.
The purple one's name is Festro, and he acts as the leader of the group and leads them into adventures, but mostly conflicts, about 9 out of 10 of the time. The butt one's name is, get this, the Fart, and acts as the level-headed one of the 5, often trying to set the group in the right direction. Dingle's the little blue one and kind of acts like how Animal acts in the Muppets. He can only be understood by the other Disgustoids and talks in complete gibberish. Slog's the hairy one with the big ass nose. He's kinda just a stupid yes man type character. Think of Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber. Lastly, the weird little pimple ball's name is Wheelock, and he's a typical nerd archetype, loving technology and anything to do with it. The one thing that they all have in common though is that they're all absolutely disgusting and have no human decency, which is to be expected from things called Disgustoids. Basically, every plot in the series follows the 5 as they create their own problem, try to solve it, but then escalate it continually until it's resolved in an unconventional way. They really only show the fort and the city in the show, but the scenes never feel too repetitive, and every new part of the fort or the city looks super unique and stylized. Most of the characters introduced are one-offs, but that doesn't really bother me that much, as I feel most of them I really wouldn't want to see again.
Here's the soft tissue. Crying makes my eyes water too.
When I say this show's obnoxious, I really mean it, and it's very obvious who it was made for. With that said though, there was still a decent amount of jokes and adult jokes that were able to get a chuckle or two out of me. I'm not just sitting here struggling through it like a few shows I know.
All right, men, this is Harry the homosexual. Say hi to everyone, Harry.
Hi, fellas. I sure do love being gay.
Harry's choice of lifestyle is wrong, so we're gonna beat him up for it.
Pete's humor is really able to shine through in the show with these characters, and I can see how a lot of elements from this helped build what eventually became Uncle Grandpa. With that said though, almost all of the humor revolves around being loud and absurd while keeping everything extremely gross. Luckily, the art style complements the humor, but even at that, it goes pretty over the top at times and may not be everyone's cup of tea. The animation in the show is unique to say the least. It was done by Hong Ying Animation, the same people who animated Chowder, and had Sue Mont from Camp Lazlo head the art direction. The colors are very bright and gross, while the animation is extremely wacky and absurd. The show takes advantage of all of its models and really pushes them to the extreme on occasions. A lot of the gags in this show are done visually, so having the expressiveness of these characters with the detail of the backgrounds makes it very stylized, even if it's in a crude looking way. It's nothing to write home about, but it's clear in direction. when it doesn't feel like a weird mad comic skit, it looks like a Garbage Pail Kids cartoon would, which is something that a lot of people are into, but ultimately not enough were watching, which led to the series being pulled off the air. It wasn't said what would happen after the first 2 seasons aired, but after receiving subpar ratings, the show was pulled. Not before we got the episode Secret Mountain Uncle Grandpa though, which was a full episode featuring Uncle Grandpa and works as a way for Pete to remake his original pilot cartoon, but also as a way to get Uncle Grandpa out into the network officially. Let me know if y'all want to see a video on Uncle Grandpa, and if you guys have any other obscure shows or movies you want me to look at, let me know in the comments below, and while you're down there, be sure to drop a like and subscribe. They both help out way more than you could ever imagine. Thank you so much for watching until the end of the video, and I hope you've had an amazing day, evening, or night whenever y'all are watching this, and I'll say hello to y'all in the next video. Peace out.